51 color photos of the French Army during the Great War, 1914 to 1918.
Subscribe for daily content. Support this channel so it can grow.
Only a small percentage of people that watch my videos are actually subscribed. If you feel like supporting me more, join my Patreon.
1. Section of the Gunners. 4 soldiers in the ruins, shooting. France, 1917. Photo by Fernand Covell. 2 Marines. Belgium, 1917. Photo by Paul Castelnau. 3 patients injured in Le Faux, France, 1917. Photo by Fernand Covell. 4 Cloakroom Guard of the Theatre to the Armies, 1917, France. Photo by Paul Castelnau. 5 At the Swiss border. French and Swiss military soldiers separated by fences. France, 1917. Photo by Paul Castelnau. 6 Outdoor cooking. France, 1917. Photo by Fernand Covell. 7 Group at Hospital 66. Nurses, soldiers, doctors in front of a booth. France, 1917. Photo by Paul Castelnau. 8 At the Swiss border. Swiss military, behind the fence marking the border. France, 1917. Photo by Paul Castelnau. 9 Machine guns protecting the passage of a convoy in the territories of the extreme south. Tunisia, 1916. Photographer Albert Samama, Chile. 10 Abbé Even, chaplain of the 51st Division, military helmet. Belgium, 1917. Photo by Paul Castelnau. 11 Tsar Amadou, Wolof Class 1900, of the 7th Regiment. France, 1917. Photo by Paul Castelnau. 12 4 Senegalese soldiers. France, 1917. Photo by Paul Castelnau. 13 Shelter. France, 1917. Photo by Paul Castelnau. 14 At the Swiss border. Swiss soldiers, a French soldier and a woman at his window. Switzerland, 1917. Photo by Paul Castelnau. 15 Sale of newspapers on a stall. France, 1917. Photo by Paul Castelnau. 16 3 young nurses in uniform in front of City Hall. Belgium, 1917. Photo by Paul Castelnau. 17 Ambulance cars waiting for the wounded. Belgium, 1917. Photo by Paul Castelnau. 18 The Heroes of Dry Grachten. 5 soldiers, officers and soldiers. Belgium, 1917. Photo by Paul Castelnau. 19 French lines at Het-Sas. Mutilated trees. French military, sheeted shelters, sandbags, storm lamp, Belgium, 1917. Photo by Paul Castelnau. 20 Surgical Center, Belgium, 1917. Photo by Paul Castelnau. 21. French military observation. A watchman at Lock Station 26. France, 1917. Photo by Paul Castelnau. 22. Frontline Trench, Observer. Trench support work. France, 1917. Photo by Paul Castelnau. 23. 3 soldiers with conjunctivitis were poisoned on March 23, 1918. Medical photography. France, 1918. Photographer Aubert. 24. PC phone station protected by sandbags. French soldiers doing their laundry in the troughs of a fountain. France, 1917. Photo by Paul Castelnau. 25. A Senegalese Bambara. France, 1917. Photographer Paul Castelnau. 26. Left. Church with remains of statues in the foreground. France, 1917. Photographer Paul Castelnau. Right. Frontline trench. Group of Harry in front of the entrance of a shelter. France, 1917. Photographer Paul Castelnau. 27. Frontline trench group of Harry in front of the entrance of a shelter. The haircut. France, 1917. Photographer Paul Castelnau. 28. Bombardment of 2 and 3 September. Military and civilian populations, fire hose. Dunkirk, France, 1917. Photographer Paul Castelnau. 29. Barracks. France, 1917. Photographer Paul Castelnau. 30. Left. General Antoine, commander of the First Army. France, 1917. Photographer Paul Castelnau. Right. Belgian General Michel, commander 4th AD, former Minister of War. Belgium, 1917. Photographer Paul Castelnau. 31. Return of a column of Zouaves, Alsatians and Lorrainers, coming from the Tripolitan border. Tunisia, 1916. Photographer Albert Samama Chile. 32. Group of Senegalese soldiers during the hour of rest. France, 1917. Photographer Paul Castelnau. 33. At the Swiss border. 4 French soldiers in front of the fence, marking the border. Basically, Swiss soldiers. France, 1917. Photographer Paul Castelnau. 34. HQ of the First Army. France, 1917. Photographer Paul Castelnau. 35. Farmyard. Senegalese military washing clothes in troughs. France, 1917. Photographer Paul Castelnau. 36. Frontline trench observation post. 3 French soldiers under observation behind sandbags. France, 1917. Photographer Paul Castelnau. 37. French soldiers in front of the grocery store Félix Potin at the Place des Marchés, Reims, France, 1917, Autochrome. 38. 8 French soldiers are camouflaging a 370mm railway gun with the inscription Katie, Noyon, Oise, France, September 5, 1917, Autochrome. "39. Doctors, nurses and medical personnel in front of Field Hospital 55 in Bourbourg, Department Nord, Region Nord-Pas-de-Calais, France, September 1, 1917, Autochrome. "40. French soldiers buying and reading newspapers at a kiosk in Rexpady, Department Nord, Region Nord-Pas-de-Calais, France, September 6, 1917, Autochrome. "41. A military cemetery on a hillside in the town of Mouche, Alsace, France, 1917, Autochrome. "42. A horse cart is loaded with furniture and personal belongings in front of a leather goods shop, Reims, France, May 4, 1917, Autochrome. "43. A group of Swiss border guards behind a fence between Switzerland and France, Department Haute-Rhin, Alsace, France, June 19, 1917, Autochrome. "44. 2 French soldiers are taking care of their laundry using boards set up on the trough of a fountain near a farmhouse in the town of Guildwiller, Department Haute-Rhin, Alsace, France, June 21, 1917, a. "45. A French soldier in the Army Lookout 26 is viewing the area in front of him through a protective metal shield. Eglingen, Department Haute-Rhin, Alsace, France, June 26, 1917, Autochrome. "46. 2 French soldiers standing at a narrow-gauge railroad track near the French line at Hetsas in an area that has been devastated by artillery fire. Belgium, September 10, 1917, Autochrome. "47. A camp of workers from the British-Chinese Labour Corps recruited to participate in the Middle East Campaign. Egypt, 1917, Autochrome. "48. Faisal I of Iraq, Middle East, 1917, Autochrome. "49. Paul Castelnau in the devastated regions. Reims, Marne, Champagne, France, A 16293. "50. The border between Switzerland and France in the municipality Bornevaison in the canton of Jura, France, June 19, 1917, Autochrome. "51. 2 French soldiers assigned to a telephone station washing their laundry in a trough, Largetzen, Department Haute-Rhin, Alsace, France, June 18, 1917, Autochrome.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a comment, like and subscribe. Support the channel so I can bring you more content. Thank you again.